I'm back. I didn't really tell anybody either. I kind of did. Hi guys, pleasure to meet you. Great to see you again, whether you're here at 11:11, 12:12, 11, 22, 33, or somewhere else in the earth. Today I'm thinking about England a little bit because this symbol came in. Do you see? From the Chalice Wells in Glastonbury. The sacred of the feminine and the masculine coming together as one is my interpretation of it. That was coming up a lot. Two as one while I was there in Glastonbury. So cheers to you. Oh my God, hello. I'm live. How you doing? My friend from Colorado. Cool. Thanks for joining me. Awesome. We figured it out. Had a few people ask me, how do I see you live? And I was like, I think you just click the like subscription and the bell, and that should get you everything. But I'm telling you, YouTube these days is different. Like, I have the all checked and I do not see all that like my favorite people are posting. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad all of you are here. I didn't really let people know after the 7 days what was going to happen. And today I was asking myself, I'm like, wow, am I showing up today? I did take Sunday off. The day of the Sabbath. I really think we should only have like a 4-day work week, really. Maybe that's 4 hours those days. If we have to work more days, maybe it's only 4 hours for those work days so that there's time for other things, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wow. Okay, so you figured out how to find me. Fantastic. So glad you're here. My friend in Colorado, we don't get to see each other often, but I love it when we get to connect. And I'll be in Colorado soon. I'm trying to find out if I am taking my mobile studio with me. Am I offering conscious cuts and waxing in Colorado while I'm there? And an even bigger question, because I have to think a little bit ahead, right? Where am I traveling to after Colorado? Is it back to Mount Shasta or is it to Sedona, Arizona? These are all important questions. For the price of gas, also. Where are my belongings? Because right now, everything just travels with me. Because home is where the heart is. Right here, baby. That's where the heart is. So what are we going to talk about today? So this symbol came up. So right now you're connecting to that balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. In Glastonbury, the waters run red, and then there are the white waters. One is masculine, one is feminine. And one has a lot of iron in it, which you're only supposed to drink a little bit of. So if you go to Glastonbury and you go to the sacred wells, just a little bit of that iron one and the rest with the other one. So why is this symbol coming up? This came up in my womb class this morning. I call it the womb class. The sacred womb is what it's all about. And it came up, I was going to put these earrings on. By the way, look how flashy I am. Do you see how flashy this is right now? This is not usually me. This is like me on maybe New Year's or something. I haven't worn something this flashy in a long time. And I'm like testing out. Look, I'll show you. See these beads? This is like a beaded belt. Someone else actually created this. Thank you, Robert, for the gift. Thank you, my friend Chris. She's an amazing artist, for the leg warmers, by the way. Thank you. Love them. They're keeping me warm. And yeah, I'm creating a womb necklace, bracelet. It's magnetic, so you can like take it apart and you can put it in different ways and it just clicks and do this. I love that. And I wasn't sure if it would work for like the belt to keep certain crystals around the sacral, around the womb. But I think it will. So I'm going to be working on that for myself. And then eventually I'm sure it'll be available for all of you. And yeah, so the sacral and the womb have been coming in, these two coming in as one. So I had these earrings because I have this little setup near my bed when different things come in. And this was a symbol that at the beginning of the class, the Sacred Womb class that we've been a part of, this came in, and I'm trying to remember what this symbol is called. Does anybody know? It's a Celtic symbol. It'll come to me, just like the term yesterday I was asking, like what's a different term for trauma? And the term came to me later. It's wounds. So it's a softer way of talking about it, and an updated version of it. So this symbol came in, which is also the symbol on the bottle. So please let me know, Shauna, if you're like, can Google that while you're listening. I don't know if you are, but then you can let me know what the symbol is. I know when I hear it, I'll know it. Celtic symbol. And what came up in the class was this, actually. So now you get to see some of my artwork. Here it is. If you're joining us right now, thank you for being here. We're talking about this symbol right here. This symbol right here. So what was coming in was for us to connect with the womb. And this is for both the guys and the girls watching. You both have wombs. And what we have is the sun, and we have the moon. And the sun and the moon this morning were coming to do an overlapping, almost like a Photoshop overlay of the two. Can you imagine that? And we have that masculine and feminine coming together. You know, Luna, the moon, and then we, just as in the previous video yesterday, there was Magdalene energy coming in, the sacred feminine and the sacred mother, and so it seems also coming in today as well through this symbol right here. So we were to actually picture us in the sun with our back to the sun, and then Mary Magdalene, or whatever divine feminine you want to work with, right here coming in with the lunar aspect, with her back to the feminine lunar right here, and then our feet, our actual feet, our legs, and our third eyes, our foreheads touching. Because this is a remembrance. So kind of take it in, take a deep breath. We have 417 hertz playing in the background. And this is actually a cleansing of the sacral. As you breathe, kind of connect to your womb, whether you're a man or a woman. Connect to that womb space. Men, you will connect to it by connecting to the knowing of the safety you had within your mother's own belly, and how you were provided for completely, nurtured, loved, warm, fed. This was a joining of the souls. Mary Magdalene was bringing in these energies to show us how to become one. Maybe you can tell this one's a little bit darker, this one's a little bit lighter. Her energy came in like this with the lighter pink, which was surprising to me, which is why I wore this. Because I was like, what am I going to wear today? Maybe just a normal t-shirt, nothing fancy. And then I saw this and I held it and I was like, am I really gonna wear this today on this video? And I'm looking at the color and I'm like, yeah, it's that soft pink color. And actually that's been coming in like that light pink through all the 7 days. I don't know if you guys noticed, you guys can look back at my videos, but a lot of those 7 days I'm like wearing the same undershirt, which is a very light pink, which means that my soul wanted to connect to that feminine softness, that light pink, right? Pastel pink. Wanted to connect. So that's what I did. And there's always a reason for it. Actually, the frequency I'm playing for you right now has a lot of light pink in it. And she's kind of like cupping this light, cupping this womb, right? We had some of that in previous cards. I actually put those away because I was like, oh, we're done with the 7 days. But you know what? I'm going to bring back this card, Pearl of Sorrow, because we kind of talked about what was happening here, the alchemy that was happening here, and the fact that there was an infinity sign going on. And we talked about the infinity breath on day 7, right? And we talked about your fire within, embracing your fire. So see those videos. Now looking into further translation of this card through the creator of this card deck, we learned that this pearl of Sorrow or Sahara, whichever one it is, we talk about the protection of this precious pearl. And it talks about how a pearl is made, how there's this like irritant that comes in, right? This irritant that comes in, and little grain of sand that's like itchy. We've all had sand in places we did not want it, right? Like, what the heck is that going on? Well, in the case of a clam, guess what? We have a beautiful pearl that comes in. So what we can think about is sometimes there's these things that happen in our life that you're like, oh my God, like that just happened. Like, what was that? I had a friend the other day that was having a really awful day, and he was like, I don't know what's going on. All these people are in a bad mood, etc., etc. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's possible that's happening. Possible something's going on in here too when you're seeing it out there as well. That's possible as well. So it talks about the pearl and safeguarding the pearl. And this came up in a shamanic session I had with someone yesterday. They're the shaman, and they were tapping into my field to check into my alignment. And that came up in those previous videos too. Like, we actually brought in a quantum healing of our alignment that was necessary. And apparently I still could receive more alignment. So I went to this Peruvian shaman, and that's what he brought forth for me, right? And we talked about safeguarding the pearl, safeguarding our energy field. So let's do that right now. He asked me about preparing the space before I do these videos. And I had spoken to him about how I would prepare the space whenever I had people come in for their sessions of conscious haircuts and waxing, right? Before just haircuts and waxing. This is how it's evolving. We're all evolving. We're building. We're expanding, right? That's what we're doing here. That's what it's all for, is to expand. So I've got this great little bowl here, and it's either white Tara or green Tara. I'm not sure how they look differently. Could be Kuan Yin. Anyway, we'll bring all those females in for this divine feminine, whether you're feminine or masculine. And we're just going to clear the space right now, and I just want you to feel into the tones of this bowl. Okay? Let's see. I was going to hit it with my ankh. We do have an ankh. Let's see how this sounds different. We'll try one with the ankh. Here we go. That might be kind of loud at first. We're cleansing the above and the below. Obviously the throat chakra is clearing. Here's the actual mallet, much softer. Clearing the space. There we go. Clearing the space of any energies that are not of the highest good, right? Maybe you came into this video and there was a lot going on before you came into this video, and then I just popped up and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch her. What is she talking about? I just like the sound of it, so I just wanted to do it one more time. Whoa. I could just sit here and listen to this. I did do this while I was in darkness for a couple days. I'll tell you guys more about that some other time. So I always have the intention of a clean space and calling in the guides that I work with, which are the ascended angels, masters, and star beings. So those are who you're connecting with when you're connecting with me at this time. Hello everybody. I'm glad you're liking it. It feels so good. So we had the Ankh come in, right? Here's the Ankh. I'm going to just let you guys stare at the Ankh. You know, we got the feminine womb. Here we go with the womb again, the masculine, and the two becoming one. For a lot of people, just gazing at the Ankh activates different codes for them. Even though they've never been to Egypt in this lifetime, there may be a time that you are in Egypt in a whole other lifetime. By connecting with me in this video, you're receiving all the energies that I received when I was in the Great Pyramid and when I was connecting with the land of Africa. We also have a little bit of Egypt here, the Eye of Horus. You can look that up later and see what that's all about. These were all brought from Egypt, all energized with the Great Pyramid's energy. These were actually electroplated with gold in Egypt. When I was going to Egypt, it was all about abundance, and it was about the abundance codes coming in for me to bring back to wherever I was going. Traveling back to. And I had all these copper necklaces that I made, and I was like, all right, so how am I going to bring this gold into my life, right? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the abundance. I mean, look at the flashiness of this shirt right here. It's like a disco ball, right? When I looked at it in the previous room, I was like, look at me. I'm like partying like a disco animal, right? And then I slowed it down and I could see all the specks of light. And just with my breath, they were moving slower, but they were moving, and they were like floating confetti. And it was a party, but it was a different kind of party. It was like an inner party, right? Those inner parties we can have with ourselves. We can get a little bit still. It's still a party. It's just a different kind of party, right? It's like a one-on-one, connecting with yourself. So that's what we're doing here. We're having a little party time. But, you know, I know it seems like hard work sometimes, some of these things we come to in our spiritual path. We have a lot of things coming up, the 417 frequency, which gets rid of negative energies. We have Tourmaline coming in. So let me tell you a little about Tourmaline, because apparently it's needed right now. The hygiene is needed. We're going into the time of autumn, you know, autumn here, and winter, and the darkness is coming in. So if you have a piece of tourmaline that you like to keep near your bedside or hold in your pocket, sometimes people do that. This one's a really pretty piece. It even has a base that comes with it, like they cut out the base so it could like fit in there just right. Look at that, isn't that pretty? So the benefits of tourmaline. Benefits of tourmaline is it detoxes the body. You'll have to do more research. Some of these stones are able to go in water and be used as like a tincture of some sort. I don't know if tourmaline is one of them, so seek out that information. There will be a link below that tells you more about tourmaline, but there's a few bits of information here that talks about like this crystal being your bodyguard, this crystal being your shield. So if you resonate with crystals, then this might be the one for you. Let's see what else we have here. Protection, shield of negative energies. You'll notice that a lot of the stones, blanket statement, are for protection, right? Do we need to be protected? We are always protected, provided for, and loved. That's what I tell people. That's what I tell people when they're like, oh my God, you travel by yourself? I'm like, yeah, I've actually been doing that since age 19. I'd go visit people in other states. I had a boyfriend in another state, right? And yeah, I always knew I was safe. I was always aware and used my wisdom and took steps to also ensure safety, right? I wasn't like willy-nilly, but also absorbs electromagnetic radiation. So does the selenite. We were talking about that the other day, right? The selenite, the angel energy, the heart. So all good to have around your computers, your phones, when you're connecting with me, when you're speaking with me. Yeah. The darkness is coming in. It's been coming in, connecting with the dark. A lot of us don't want to connect with our shadows. I think right now we're being asked to connect with those shadows and to not be afraid of them, to see them, to let them move through the body and out the body. Possibly seeking somebody who works and does trauma work could be helpful for you. I have gone to 2, possibly 3 different types of trauma retreats, 2 that were bigger in Sedona. A lot of this, you're working back with the mother and the father. That comes up in the ancestry, but then you're working with the now, like what's happening now. Like in those retreats, I was actually able to beat up, not beat up someone, but like use my fists, and I was able to beat up someone that had pads. My good friend Shelly. Hello Shelly, if you're here. And she has a background in martial arts, right? So she came to support us and hold everything that came out of us. I swore. I never almost ever swear at all, and those 2 things that came out of me, I thought some of it was going to be mother stuff, but no, it was not mother stuff. It was other stuff coming in. It was a feeling of taking advantage of by the masculine as well. So the victimhood came up and out, because we all have that, where we kind of want to embrace that victimhood sometimes. That's why they show us women hopping in front of like a movie with a thing of ice cream and some Oreos, and like we're just eating and eating and eating. In recent years, they've showed men doing it too, showing that, men get wounded too, right? We're all getting wounded. It's not just the women. And then we're coming out of it. We're doing the work necessary to come out of those wounds that we have from childhood, from severe ones that had popped up, ones that we felt like we didn't have a voice in. We're being asked to pay attention to our voice. See, like now my throat chakra is cleared, right? The shaman yesterday had spoken of, he uses crystals when he shows you the orientation of where your chakra energies are in this field, basically. And he's like, this one's interesting. He's like, this is the throat chakra. And he's like, normally it's on its side, or it's here, or it's here. But he's like, for you, it's like up. It's like standing up. And he's like, have you thought of taking, voice lessons? And I was like, no, but I have been singing a little bit more publicly lately. Like when the song arises for you guys, I just kind of like let it belt out, right? I sent my friend Shauna one too, and that was pretty cool. So she said she enjoyed it, and yeah. So when it calls for it, I'm belting it out. But maybe I will. Maybe there's someone that will come along that's like, yeah, I do voice lessons. That's what I do. Maybe someone's watching right now and they want to like work with me. I've heard that light language, sometimes that's a precursor to some light language. I've had a little bit of light language that has revealed itself through me unexpectedly, where it happened when I was in the loo, and then I came out and I was like, oh wow, is this going to continue? Can I keep doing this? And then I recorded it for myself. I might have recorded a video for you guys at one point and recorded it on YouTube. So look down in the earlier videos. I apologize. In some of those earlier ones, I'm actually crying. It seems like YouTube was my release early on, and my Instagram was more of my, hey, this is where I am. Look at the pretty places, and let's get a little mindful, and let's do a little breathing. Now we're coming into some balance with the shadow aspects, right? So what are we afraid to look at? What can we take this opportunity of this season of the autumn and the winter and kind of go more within? Take some time to go in and really feel what those shadows are. Write down what those shadows are. I sent something to a friend of mine, like a burning ritual. Like, try this out. It's kind of great to be able to write down all of these shadows and to release them. And you know, it was a full moon thing, but you don't have to wait for a full moon at all. You know, the moon is always full, by the way. We're moving, but the moon is always there in its full brightness. So feel free to tap into that energy and release anything you're ready to, any heartbreaks that you're ready to release. Know that those people that are in your life that you have either left your life, you know, maybe they're still around, it was an old lover or an old friend and it's just not mixing well anymore, or if it's someone that was like really dear to you and they left and you're actually angry at them for leaving, like you're really upset. Know that they're leaving, whether they're, you know, still here on this earth plane or not, was for a reason, that there was something that you had to go through and come out of for your own growth that they're providing for you. That the two of you agreed to that, and it was out of love that that contract was formed, right? And we talked a little bit about contracts and how we come in with this knowing of what we want to help out with on this planet. And we all have that little thing, that thing we do, right? That we bring light to this world. And sometimes we have friends that leave this world or leave our company and we're like, oh my God, where'd that light go? And when we think of that, we need to think about us too, like our insides, like where is our light? Where are we focusing our light and our life and then radiating it for the world, right? We want to just be as bright as 1,000 suns, as bright as this disco-y shirt that I'm now currently wearing. And I'm going to a cave today. I keep talking about this cave, Pluto's cave, that I'm going to go to, and I haven't gone yet. There have been other things that have come up or things that I've helped people with, and I might even just go like this. I'm wearing leopard, look at this, leopard leggings. I never do that. In fact, because I'm wearing leopard leggings, we're going to look up the spirit animal leopard, because with this deck that we're working with, it's not a spirit animal deck, but all of these, let's see, leopard, spirit animal. These animals have been coming up to lead us. So when you're out there today, you see a dog, that's also wolf energy. Okay? What does the wolf mean to you? If you see a cat, That's also tiger energy. What does that mean to you? We're having the cat come in once again right now, so I'm a little curious what the leopard's about. Is it any different from the tiger from our previous videos? And so what it says, and this is just regular Google right here, it's not actually a site, but the first thing that pops up is a symbolism of strength, the leopard. I always thought it was cheesy, leopard print, too girly. I'm like, what are these girls doing? And here I am, sparkly, shining out, and wearing leopard tights and leg warmers, pink ones. I was never a pink person either, and it's coming in. We're being asked as women to tap into our softer side, and part of that is balancing out our masculine, which is our doing. Our feminine is our being. Both need to come into the heart to have balance. So the leopard is talking about independence, because we are all one, but we are also one individual, one pearl. No pearls are the same. No one is like you. No one's going to bring the light to the world like you are. Whatever endeavor you have, whatever project you've been putting off, no one's going to bring it like you. It doesn't matter if there's like 10,000 people doing that. People have been waiting for me to show up this way. They've been waiting. And someone told me, like, why would you make someone wait for you? Would you make someone wait on purpose for you? Like if you're getting ready and you're about ready to go out, would you make them wait on purpose? That used to be an old paradigm of women to do to men so that men would, I don't know, appreciate them more or something. Men, just appreciate us, okay? Let's not play these games anymore of the waiting and the waiting to call 3 or 4 days, right? There's that whole paradigm out there, right? So let's not do that anymore. Let's break out of the old and come into the new, right? We're going to be heading into the new moon after the full moon. So it also says embrace your uniqueness. So I just talked about that, right? Embrace your own uniqueness, your own inner voice. Be patient and decisive and pursue your goals. So it's saying it all here. I didn't even read it all, but that was what was coming through right now. Let's see if there's anything else. You guys can check out spirithoods.com. I had talked about that site in my first video, which just had a lot of fun, like furry things that you could wear. They had them for guys too. Some guys might be into that, but what was really cute are like these headpieces with like this scarf thing that would come down, and it like you put your, it's like you had the paws, right? So cute. Not affiliated with them, but I love it. I would love it even more if it were more of a natural material. I don't even know how that would be without using utilizing animals anymore, right? So yeah, embrace your power. That's what's coming up. You're ready. There's an agility about you. And the leopard brings in a stealthness, an elusiveness even. So you still have that flirtiness going on, right? The leopard still kind of has that like flirtiness, but it doesn't have to be, you know, where you're playing games. Be more decisive, be more direct with what you're undertaking. Self-reliance and authenticity, those are coming up. Wow, I'm kind of glad I wore these tights today. The leopard wouldn't have come in otherwise, I don't think. So, we've talked about a lot of things today. I'm so glad that you guys joined me. I thought, so you know when the other deck came at me, cards fell out, I had a lot of dragon cards that came up this time. Yeah, I'll talk about this one. Check out this dragon card. The royal blue and gold dragon. You know, a friend of me showed me, see, this is what happens. My words get a little muddled when I'm nervous. I'm kind of nervous. I'm like on a video. Okay, so look, see this sword? So again, we're bringing in Glastonbury. We're bringing in King Arthur. We're bringing in Merlin. We got magic going on here. The sword, you know, King Arthur's sword, the sword of wisdom, the sword of power, the sword of love, the threefold flame we talked about. Your love, wisdom, and power. Embracing that. This dragon says, awaken to your majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. Wear it with pride. I was in a yoga class the other day and she's like, all right, this move is called the Queen. And they kind of kept going on, and there was a guy in the class. He's like, do I get to own that too? Do I get to own the Queen? And she's like, well, yeah, you can own anything you want these days, right? And be proud of that. And as she went on, she's like, I don't know what other word would come into play. And I was like, royalty. And she's like, yeah, royalty. That's what you're to embrace, royalty with this dragon. So it's possible these next couple days are connecting to the dragons. Your dragons, if you're here right now, this dragon is connecting with you. And this dragon is flying above in a circle, possibly other dragons as well. Check out in your region where you are, where you can see the dragons in the land, because there are dragons of the land that are here to protect different spaces. When I was in Glastonbury, there were 2 dragons that were part of protecting the tour that is up on top of the hill. And what I learned a little tidbit about the tour, I didn't know why it was special. Some people said King Arthur had his castle up there at one point, or a castle. I did learn that Joseph of Arimathea, the uncle of Yeshua, that was one of the ports, and that's where Anna, Yeshua, Jesus, Yeshua, same thing, grandmother, and that's where she's buried. Like, there are tombs and tunnels below the tour. I'm sure there are tunnels everywhere for them, for safety, to be able to come together, and different teachings that were going on, because there was a lot of persecution at that time. The Romans were really spreading themselves out and not caring who was stepped on at that time. So that's part of why that place is, it's called a sepulcher, I think is the way it's pronounced, underneath, within that hill. And not only her body was laid there, but also the body of her son and this other priestess, which is why it was called the Tour. Possibly her name is Charlotte, but a lot of divine feminine energy was to be anchored. When Yeshua and his family were traveling from place to place, because they weren't just where everybody believes they were according to the Bible. Yes, they were there, but they were also in Egypt. They were also in Glastonbury. They were in Ireland. They were in Scotland. And his family that was traveling with him, besides just the disciples that were traveling, which are both men and women, by the way, they had counterparts, which was very important. They were all traveling, and it was called like a seeding of the earth. And it was important for the children of the family to remain in certain places as well, with different family members. And Glastonbury was one of those. That's why it's so important. So this dragon is connecting with you. Tap into your royalty, your kingdom, your queendom. Bring them together. Bring the king and the queen together as one in the heart, okay? I think that's the message for today. I thought I was going to pull maybe another card, but we're running on 40 minutes, so I'm going to stop here. We'll talk more about that card, and the other looks like it's a 6 dragons total, so maybe we'll do 6 days. 6 days of dragons, and whatever comes in at that time. From here at 11:11 Pacific time, from this time forward, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the all button so that you can see these alerts. when I come live at 11:11 Pacific time every single day for you for the next 6 days. I didn't know what I was going to do, but that's apparently what I'm going to do. I don't know if it'll continue at that time, but I'm not traveling it to Colorado, so there will be a break while I'm traveling, so that I can just be in the silence and be in my heart and pay attention. I can pay attention to the chatter in my own body by not speaking, by not having the radio on. I mean, it's not easy. Observing your environment, be in traffic, and just kind of observe your environment. Don't be in a rush to get out of the traffic. Be like, this is a gift. I once told my friend Shauna, and she may remember this. Do you remember this, Shauna? That she was talking about red lights. And she'd be in a hurry and she'd have to go someplace. And I'm like, what if that red light is a gift? It's a time for you to just breathe. I was like, what if you could breathe at that red light? Just like take a deep breath in, maybe it's 3, tap on the heart. If you're out today in traffic and you're doing your work, or you're picking up your kid, or you're running errands, every red light that you have, you know, we all love it when we're like, ooh, green light, look at it, line up, green, green, green. Maybe the red light is a gift. Maybe it's a gift from the feminine, from the Magdalens. You see a lot of the Magdalens wearing red and pink. That you're there to breathe. And then just notice what's around you. Is it just cars? Notice the sky. The sky is the biggest thing to notice. What are the clouds doing? Pay attention to the clouds. That's an easy enough thing to do, and keep your eyesight forward to see if traffic starts moving, right? It's like, take a look at the clouds, like when you were a kid and you'd look for the shapes, but breathe and just feel the expansiveness of it. You'll feel it in your heart, I promise you. So, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for joining me for those 7 days. Check those videos out to see how that all connected together with that other deck. And now we're going to be starting another 6 days of dragons. Dragons are coming in. We often think of dragons in the darkness a lot of the time. Think about the dragons in Lord of the Rings, right? Think about the dragons in Harry Potter. Where do you see dragons in the land today? Where will you see it? Are they in the hills? Are they in the mountains? Is it in the tea leaves in the bottom of your cup? Where are you connecting to dragons? Where are you connecting to you? Because they're asking you to connect with you so that you can hear. I don't mean physically, but like hear, know, or see, sense them. Play with your senses, not just your senses you're told about. Play with your senses today. I love you, and as always, I am, we are, one. Supreme Being. Have a fantastic day. I love all you guys. I'm excited to have this new adventure with you. Mwah.